Day 202 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem. This time we're at day 202 and we're still going strong, y'all. I hope y'all are staying disciplined and staying consistent in order to keep up with this channel, because I'm telling y'all now, we're not stopping. We're going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And as we go, we're going to encourage each other to keep up with us and keep up with the pace and to stay disciplined and stay consistent, y'all, because that's half the battle, y'all. Staying disciplined and stay consistent and fighting that feeling of burnout, y'all. We're not worried about the burnout. We're going to do what we need to do in order to achieve our goals, because that's the type of people we are as Swift programmers, y'all. And we're here to help lift each other up and encourage each other to do the same. So before we get started today, y'all, if you need some new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out the link in the description and go ahead and get you some new Apple AirPods. Then after you do that, go ahead and click that, bring it right over here, and click that subscribe button for me, y'all. And then after you click that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button for me, y'all. And then after you smash that like button, I'm calling all of my bankers. I repeat, all of my bankers to the comment section right now. I need y'all to drop 2 bank emojis in the comment section so we can run up this engagement and we could push this content out to as many people as we could find that will watch it, y'all. As Swift community members, it's up to us to help the community to grow. So we need to do what we have to do in order to help the community to grow, y'all. Now, with all that being said, let's get into the question we have today. And today we have question number 3, longest substring without repeating characters. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry, we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand, because I understand that we're all on different levels of our programming journey, and we've all clicked this video because we're trying to learn something. So if you don't learn anything at the end of this video, that's not what we want, which is why we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. So let's see what the question says. Question says, given a string S, find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So yeah, that seems pretty self-explanatory. So let's look at example 1 just to make sure we fully understand what it is that they're asking, right? So in example 1, we have input S equals an array or equals a string ABC, ABC, BB. The output is 3. Explanation says the answer is ABC with the length of 3. So we want to find, hence the name, the longest substring without repeating characters. So we could do this right here is ABC. There are so far in this ABC, we have not reached a repeating character. Now, as soon as we go ABCA, we reach the repeating character, which means that we need to, that substring is no longer valid because we reached a repeating character. And remember, we want repeating characters, not repeating substrings, right? So this right here, ABC, and this right here is a repeating substring. We are worried about repeating characters. So the first time we see a repeating character, such as A, like we see here, then we know that that substring is no good because it contains duplicate characters. We want to create we want to find the length of a substring that does not have any duplicates in it, right? So in this case, it would be ABC is the longest substring we can create, and that has a count of 3. That's why the output is 3, because there are 3 characters or 3 elements in ABC. So let's look at example 2. Example 2 is pretty much the same thing, except this time the input S is a string B, 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 all B's, all repeating characters. The output is 1 because we can only get 1 character before we move on and we see a repeating character. This right here would be no good because there's 2 repeating characters. We don't want any repeating characters, and so we can only use 1 B, and that's why the output is 1. Thus, the explanation says the answer is B with the length of 1. So let's look at example 3. It's a little tricky because this time the substring doesn't start at the beginning, it starts in the middle. So let's go through it. In example 3, we have the input S equals a string P, W, W, K, E, W. The output is 3. Explanation says the answer is WKE, which is right here, boom, with the length of 3. Notice that the answer must be a substring. PWKE is a subsequence and not a substring. So as you can see, if we included the P it wouldn't count as a substring because we would be leaving out a W when in reality there are two W's right here before we get to the K and the E, which is why it doesn't count as a substring. And we want a substring with no repeating characters, and we want the longest substring without any repeating characters. And to create that longest substring without any repeating characters, we could do it like this with WKE. There's no repeating characters in WKE. All characters are unique, which is what we want, which is why the output is 3, right? So now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the part that all brought us here, the part that we all know and love, the actual code. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to create a dictionary by saying we're going to declare a variable called dict, and we're going to set that equal to a dictionary of characters and colon int. So this is going to keep track of the character and its corresponding index. We're going to initialize it like this with 2 parentheses. Then we're going to declare another variable called result, which is going to keep track of the length of the length of the substrings that we create. So we're going to set that as 0. And then we're going to create another variable called start index, and we are going to set that equal to 0. Then we're going to come down here, we're going to say for, open up the parentheses, index, comma, char, in, s dot enumerated. Remember, this enumerated is going to get us the index and the character and the value of the array, right? Which is what we want. We want the index and the value so we can keep track of where we see what index we see which character on, right? So then we're going to come down here, we're going to say if let last index equals dict, open up the square brackets, char, comma, last index is greater than or equal to start index. That means we have seen a repeating character, and that means we need to set the start index. So we'll say start index equals last index plus 1. So what this is doing is it's letting us know if we see a character that we've already seen, we're gonna move the start index. So we're basically gonna skip over that character because we've already seen it. Then we're gonna come down here, we're gonna say dict char equals index. So we're gonna get the index for that character. Then we're gonna come down here, we're gonna say result, open up the not yet, we're gonna say result equals max. Then we're gonna open up the parentheses and we are going to return the result, whichever one is bigger, the result or the index minus start index, which is going to let us know, start index plus 1, which is going to let us know how long the substring is. So whichever substring is the longest is the one we're going to return, and we're going to return it by saying return result. And that should be all she wrote, y'all. So let's run it. Make sure it runs how it's supposed to run, properly that is. And there it is. So let's submit it. Make sure it stays submitted, because you know how this stuff can get. You can never be too sure. Ooh, look at that, y'all. 4 milliseconds beats 90.23% of users with Swift, y'all. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.